So this is Professor Rachel Krashna. It's very nice to meet you all. I am starting this video for my English 122 class for June and July of 2022. So first of all, welcome. It's very nice to meet you all. I figured I would just do a short little video to sort of introduce myself and a little bit about the course. It's only preview week. I will be putting out a list next week about further assignments and due dates, but first I do want to at least show you all around the course and at least talk a little bit about myself. So hi, I'm Rachel. So I have been teaching English composition for about close to 8 years now, actually. I had to think about that for a second. I earned my master's in English from St. Bonaventure University in 2017 and graduated cum laude. I was graduated about top of my class out of 15 people, which I'm still very proud of to this day. I also graduated with a teaching scholarship, so I have a concentration in English education as well, and especially teaching English composition and also working in university writing centers. So that's really where I began my career. I began my career with Pearson and also Link Systems International. Now I work for the wonderful SNHU, or what we like to call it here, which is SNU, which I'm still getting used to. So I still might stick to SNHU for right now. But yeah, I'm really excited to get back into teaching online. I taught for SUNY Jamestown Community College for 5 years. So I am also very familiar with teaching on the college level. That is pretty much my comfort zone, is teaching high school and college level students, just like you. So I'm really super excited. So what do I like to do in my spare time? Sometimes I'm not so great at talking about myself. But you can always take a look at the My Instructor announcement if you ever want to know more about me. In fact, I will go ahead and navigate there just to show you all. So this is our English 122 page. I'll show you how to navigate there in a second. But this is the My Instructor announcement that I have put out just for a preview week, so you all can get to know me. I do prefer being addressed just as Rachel as an instructor, just because I find that a lot of students, even just in general, everyone that I know, has a hard time pronouncing my last name, which is Krashna, but if you would prefer, you can call me Professor K or Professor Krashna. That's fine too. So like I said, my pronouns are she, her. We are all about diversity and inclusion here at SNHU, so that is something that holds very near and dear to my heart as well. So, feel free to, when you introduce yourselves in our first discussion board, if you want to put out your pronouns, feel free. But anyway, the best way to get a hold of me is through my SNHU email. I do my best to always reply within 24 hours, and email is probably the best way to contact me day to day. I will be holding virtual office hours. I probably will move them around a bit depending on my work schedule, but I probably will have those Fridays from 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern or by appointment, and I will actually be hosting office hours through Discord. So I'll be talking about that in a moment, but I also accept video calls, instant messaging, and direct messages through Discord, and usually check them daily. So I will be working on a private course server within Discourse for our particular course as well. There is the link to our Discord. I'll be working on it throughout the semester, but you can also send a direct message to me on Discord. And if you want, you can check out my LinkedIn page. That is there for you. But really, it's just a nice little hello message to get to know me in general, a little bit about what I like to do in work, what I like to do at home, and I work full-time from home, just a little bit about that. So I also while I do work for SNHU, I also do a lot of freelance writing. And I'm also a copywriter for online advertisements. I literally just started for an online women's clothing website, so I'm doing that as well, which I'm super excited about. I'll be starting I'll be starting that actually very soon, so I'm very excited about teaching and also about writing. That is pretty much what got me here, so that's always great. I have my teaching philosophy here. And I also have the course goals here. These are directly from the syllabus, so I'll talk about that in a moment. Please keep in mind that our course begins on Monday, June 27th. So just as small notes, all initial discussion posts must be posted on Thursdays by 11:59 p.m. and then the 2 replies to your peers threads are due on Sundays by midnight, and most assignments are usually due Sundays by midnight as well. But there is the course syllabus and schedule also. I'll be posting probably announcements about 3 times a week for everything about upcoming deadlines, assignments, and modules. And I look forward to getting to know each and every one of you. If you need anything in addition for maybe you have accommodations or anything like that, you can, of course, always email me. I have worked with many students, especially at GCC, with various learning difficulties, so you can always feel free to work with me on that. If you need extra help, I'm always happy to hop on Zoom or on Discord, if you would prefer, to get some extra tutoring from me if that's something that you need. But there is also the online writing center, which is great here at SNHU if you ever need additional help as well outside of the classroom, or you want someone else's opinion on your paper. It's always pretty great. We'll be doing peer review as well, probably throughout the semester. But what I really want to talk about today is just getting you started on some course navigation stuff. So one thing that we do want to talk about is the learning modules, and I am previewing our course as a student. So the first part that you really do want to look at is making sure that you click on the start here and making sure that you go through the content here. But one thing that I do want to talk about is the course syllabus. I'll talk about that at least a little bit. But you can preview the course outcomes. Now the only required material that we have for English 122 here at SNHU is making sure that you have access to MindEdge. And the first module will walk you through how to access MindEdge, how to preview our course content, and also making sure that you have access to that. And if you need any help with that, of course, you can always feel free to reach out to me. Again, this is just our preview video. This is not the official start of class. This is just a sort of hello, just to get you sort of used to everything. And also making myself get used to making videos again, because it has been a little while. So one thing that we always try to keep in mind is, of course, diversity, equity, and inclusion here at SNHU. And definitely make sure to review the student integrity policy before beginning your courses this semester. Definitely recommend checking that out as well. But this is how grading works. So we have some course activities. I think we have like 3 written activities that we do. We only have a couple quizzes. There's a couple temperature checks, and we have 3 discussion boards, and there's usually some assignments, and of course we also really do want to keep in mind these are worth the most. Project 1, the critical analysis essay, and Project 2 will be the feedback and revision reflection on revising that critical analysis essay, and these are not due until week 7 and 8 of the course. So that will serve as your sort of final exam, if you will. So one thing that you want to keep in mind is, of course, our undergraduate grading system. And of course, the grading guides, the weekly assignment schedule. So one thing that we do want to keep in mind, and this is important, it is on our calendar as well. I'll be putting out announcements. You'll have tons of emails reminding you about everything. Trust me. You'll probably get tired of hearing from me after a while. So assignments and discussion posts during the first week of each term are due by 11:59 p.m. usually on Sunday, ending that module, if that makes sense. So in addition to the textbook readings, there will be additional required resources listed within each module. These will be included within MindEdge, so you will have plenty of opportunities to look at that. We'll talk more about that. One thing that I do want to talk about is the full attendance policy. Please be sure to review that as well, and the late assignments policy, and reviewing the student handbook. I would say that's probably definitely some important stuff to do. If you need anything from the online the Online Accessibility Center, or we really lovingly like to refer to it as the OAAC here at SNHU. And of course, if you need to withdraw for any reason, please be sure to review the policy and let your professor know. So one thing that I do want to look back at. Okay, so one thing I do want to point out here is MindEdge. So if you click on the MindEdge tab, this will give you the information you need to make sure that you have access to MindEdge. This is at least important to do before we get started. So definitely make sure that you have your access code and that you can access it through the SNHU online bookstore. So I will show you all how to do that. So one thing that you want to do is, let's get started. And then you can usually locate your term. So we are starting on 6/27, and we are online. And then our course ID, of course, is English 122. And then you're going to want to click the View Your Materials tab. And then from here, this is where you check out and make sure that you have the digital access code. Now, once you have that, once you type it in the access code box, make sure to enter the code you received from the bookstore, click Apply and Enroll. And once you have that, it will return you back to Brightspace, and you will have to manually access it once more. Now, if you're having any issues at all at registering for MindEdge, or you have any additional questions on that, please feel free to contact the SNHU help desk, or you can also call them. Technical support is always available 24/7. Now, if you're having some issues related to the bookstore, you can also contact the bookstore on their website page. So that is pretty much that. Let's see, what else do I want to talk about today? Okay, so if you go under the assignment information, if you want to know more about what the semester is going to be like, definitely recommend going through the undergraduate discussion rubrics. This gives all the rubrics and assignment guidelines. If you're feeling a bit nervous about that, you can always feel free to review that. I will be updating our course schedule as well. One thing I do want to talk about also is that you can download a PDF of the syllabus, which I definitely highly recommend looking at before getting started. But everything I already talked about pretty much is in there. So I will go ahead and try to see if I can access MindEdge, just to give you all sort of at least a bit of a preview. Okay, so this gives the Module 1 learning objectives. This is just at a glance. And then I should hopefully be able to... There we go. Okay, so this gives a nice little preview of what MindEdge is like. It's really nice, actually. I was looking around, of course, planning out everything myself. But you can also download the module as a PDF. So if that is something that you prefer, if you prefer having accessibility to that, you can, of course, download the PDF. And that just gives you a nice preview of the reading. We do have a small assignment due at the end of week 1. So that won't be due until that Sunday. Okay, so another thing that I do really want to point out that will be useful to all of us, I think, is going under the tools section and going under the calendar. So this is really nice because it lays everything out. It tells me when Module 1 begins. It also tells me when discussion boards are due. And even for July, it gives a really nice preview of what our July is going to be like when everything is due. But I will make a list or a PDF and also in announcements as well. So I will be trying to do that as well. So I will probably be updating the course schedule. So that is something I will be trying to do as well. But this also gives, if you click on the full schedule tab, it will tell you everything that's due on what day. So it is very nice to, if you have questions about due dates or anything like that, that will be the best place for you to look. So anyway, I think that gives a very nice overview of what we need to know so far. Now in the discussions list, this is where we will be having our weekly discussions. If you have any general questions before we get started, you can go into the general questions and start a new thread and post from there. And I will, of course, try to reply within 24 hours as per SNHU policy. So, yeah, that is very much the plan, I think, for our first semester. So I do want to talk a little bit. I would like to go back to my announcement that I had. Okay. So one thing that I do want to talk about is Discord. So I will give you all a little preview of what Discord is. Now, if you haven't heard of it, it's very popular among classrooms, among gaming communities, among online communities especially. You can either open Discord in your browser or download it for Windows. I definitely recommend going ahead and doing so and making an account for yourself before we start, because I will be using Discord for online office hours. That will be my main method, outside of email and also outside of other instant messaging that we might have, or outside of Brightspace. So I will go ahead and show you all. But this is Discord and what it looks like. So I will go ahead and show you all a preview of our online Discord. So this is actually the server that I have already made for our community and also for our particular course. So there's just some general guidelines, adhering to SNHU policies, making sure that we have everything that is appropriate, that is suitable for the classroom. But there is some really cool stuff here. There's a nice section for like some general chat. If you ever have any questions for me, you can always drop it into the Professor Questions channel. And all you do is click on the channel and type in a message here, like if you have a question about an assignment and you can't remember my email, but you have Discord open, then you can go ahead and drop a question in there. I will be holding office hours, maybe putting out some extra course discussion, and also having just a nice community hangout. This is a nice space that if you want to chat about assignments or readings, sort of draft out your assignments or just hang out with people while you're working on homework, it's a really nice way to bring some human interaction to our online course. There's also voice channels here. There's the general chat, the waiting room, and the office hours. I will likely be holding office hours right in this voice channel here. Discord also gives an opportunity for screen sharing if that's ever needed, so I actually really like Discord for that as well. And I can also share files through Discord, so if I ever have any supplemental materials that I included on Brightspace and I also want to include it within our Discord, I probably will drop it in there as well. So yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to email me. But for the time being, that is pretty much it. I hope you have enjoyed this preview of our wonderful course, and I can't wait to get to know all of you and to get started. All right, take care, everybody. See you on week 1. Bye!